everyone, it's Pearl, and today I want to share some tips on how I organized my daughter's cooking birthday party, all on a budget of under $140. Let's get started. Tip number one is to make your own invitations. Now you can buy the ones that are already made at the store. However, if you want a more customized look, you can make yours simply by using your computer and very inexpensively. So here I used Word and I typed out the invitation, making it look like a recipe card. And I saved some clip art from Google and just printed it out on regular 8.5 by 11 paper. And I printed 2 invitations per paper using landscape orientation. And then I cut them out with my paper cutter, or you can use a scissors. And then I used some scrapbook paper for the background and as a border. And you can see that it turned out really beautiful. A lot of the parents were commenting on how nice the invitation was, and it can serve as a souvenir. Now, since my daughter's birthday was at the end of summer, and we invited the kids at the beginning of the summer or the end of the school year, I had to make it a little bit memorable so that they wouldn't just throw the invitation out. I wanted something that would stick out a little bit more, and I think this did the job. Tip number 2 is to keep your decor as simple as possible while still making a huge impact. So here you can see I used traditional decor of balloons and streamers, but it made such a huge impact by just the way it was used. So in the middle I put a center drop from the ceiling of some balloons, and then the streamers twisted out to all the corners of the ceiling. And then I just used some balloons and stuck them on the walls, as well as two balloon bouquets and a happy birthday banner. The tablecloth is from Party City, and they were just $1. The whole theme is a cupcake theme, and these are my daughter's favorite colors, so you can choose the colors that your child likes. It doesn't have to be blue and white. So as you can see, you don't have to break the bank in order to have fun and inviting decor for your guests.
Now let's talk about creating a mood or the ambience of the party. Think about the theme of your party as well as the mood you want to create. Do you want it to be calm or fun, uplifting or energetic? Consider the age of the group, and since these were 5 to 10-year-olds and it was a food theme, I chose to have food-themed pop songs as well as regular pop songs that the kids could probably dance to. Then make sure you prepare your playlist well in advance. This is one of the first things you can do as soon as you send out your invitations. I made mine in Apple Music, but you can do this in any program you choose. So activities play an important part in the fun factor. As everyone arrived, each cook was given their own hat and apron. Stay tuned for a tutorial on making these adorable chef hats really inexpensively. My mom was really kind to make the aprons, but if you don't have someone to do this, you can find aprons at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 here in Canada, or $1 in the States, in the toy section. Then using iron-on transfers, I made their names, a template for their names, and then I ironed them on to make them personalized so they could take these home with them. The next activity was making their own menu. So they had to come up with the name of their own restaurant and as well as a menu of items that they would be serving at their restaurant. And we did this while we waited for the other guests to arrive. So of course, since this was a cooking party, we had to do pizza making, and the kids really loved this. They really got into it. And to organize this, I used separate small containers for the ingredients and placed them at different intervals on the table so that each child had access to any ingredient that they wanted on their pizza. While waiting for the pizzas to bake, I had the kids decorate their own cupcakes. So I set up a plate with a cupcake in the middle and a cup with icing and a popsicle stick to spread the icing, as well as small cupcake liners filled with toppings all around it. The kids really had fun doing this one, and at the end they were given a takeout container to take their cupcakes home. The next game we played was Guess the Spice, where I placed different spices in clear cups which were numbered. They were then given a piece of paper with the spices written down one side so that they could write the number that corresponded to the spice they thought was in the cup. And doing this by looking and smelling only. No tasting allowed. For this age group, I stuck to common spices, but if you have an older group of teenagers, you may want to make it a little bit more challenging for them. Another game we played was Utensil Memory. In this game, the kids were shown a tray with 10 different kitchen utensils for 30 seconds. Then I covered it up, and on a piece of paper, they had to write down all the names of the utensils they could remember. For the younger kids or older kids that don't know the names of the utensils, you can have them just draw the utensils. Lastly, we had a piñata, and I don't know any kid who doesn't like whacking one of these. For food, I kept it simple. They ate the pizzas they made on plates that matched the tablecloth. And let's not forget about the cake. You can skip the store-bought ones and just make one. I made this ice cream one, which was so simple. All I did was make a thin chocolate cake layer bottom and then spread the vanilla ice cream to fill the pan. Stuck some M&Ms on it, and voila, ice cream cake. So let's talk about the loot bags. I wanted to give something that was useful and would really remind the kids of their time here. So I also kept the loot bags simple. From the dollar store, I picked up some craft paper gift bags. They were 3 for $1.25. Some cake mixes and some wooden mixing spoons. The cake mixes were $2 and the wooden spoons were $1.25. Along with, I typed up and printed out the washing instructions for the aprons. And so I put it all in the craft bag, and it looked like a little mini grocery bag. And let's not forget the personalized aprons, the cupcakes that they decorated, and the leftover pizza that they made, as well as the piñata candy that they were taking home. Now I have some bonus tips for you guys. You're going to need some help with putting on the kids' hats and aprons, as well as baking the pizza. So preferably pick someone who knows their way around the kitchen. Tip number 2 is to place parchment paper under the pizzas while the kids are making them. This provides for easy transportation from the baking pan and off. Tip number 3 is to set up all activities and games before, so preferably the day before. Tip number 4 is to have at least 1 or 2 extra games ready just in case. And tip number 5 is to have the games be modifiable or adaptable for the different age groups. And tip number 6 is to use what you have to save money. Use your spices, use your kitchen utensils, and you'll find that you'll save a lot.
Wow, I like that.
Hello.
All in all, the kids had a fabulous time, and I had a great time putting this party together. I was so happy I could keep the cost under $140 and still make it packed with fun for the kids, as well as giving them great loot bags, and things to take home.